And welcome inside the Backstage Pass. We are here for a Friday. Had a little technical difficulties getting on the air, but you know what? We made it work. We made it good. And 4:20 is the start today, not 4 o'clock, which is a good thing too. And we're still here and getting through all the technical difficulties. Well, they call it live radio because that's what it is. We're live on the YouTube channel and, of course, at the Sports Guys podcast.com, presented by our friends over at Bangtail Whiskey, the official whiskey of the Backstage Pass. So check them out at bangtail.com. And, of course, a lot of cool things out there, too, going on right now at easyliquor.com, too. You can get the bottle sent directly to your door. And also, if you're in Nashville, Total Wine in Nashville now has those bottles directly. I actually went to the liquor store a couple of times over the holiday season, and a lot of cool stuff to choose from in there. So drink responsibly. We're also presented by our friends over at Honky Tonk Texas. They're building a great schedule, including Josh Ward, and a lot of great shows out there at honkytonktexas.us. So be sure and check them out for full concert dates and who is coming to play out there. And we got a new sponsor coming on in February. We'll tell you more about that. You'll want to hear about that and stick around coming up in February, as we appreciate people just adding on to what we're doing here at the Backstage Pass. And like I said, we're supposed to have one of our good buddies, Ian Flanagan, today. He had some recording stuff going on in the studio. So I said, I'm going to reach out to a good friend of mine. She's got a new single called Drag. They put out last November. We've seen her at CRS. We met in person. And she's a great talent. She's always welcome back here. She's got her own parking spot here on National DJ Day here in America, which is great. Makenzie Phipps joins us here on the show. How's it going?
It is going good. Thank you so much for having me today amongst all the chaos.
Yeah, the chaos, the pinch, the cancellations, the whole thing. And that's just part of broadcasting. You just adapt, overcome, and improvise too. Well, let me ask you this. How was the Christmas holidays in the Phipps household? What'd you guys do? Where'd you celebrate? Any good traditions?
Oh, it was so good to finally have a little bit of a break. And, we went down to my grandmother's house and we had dinner. And for New Year's, I had actually played 2 shows, New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. And then I went to a friend's house and we had done a belated Christmas party in January, if that tells you how chaotic our lives are. But it was a really good time to relax and spend time with family and friends.
I love that too, and you'll be surprised too. Like, my tree is still up. I've not taken it down. I just love looking at it coming through the door. But this weekend, I'll have to take it down. The latest I've ever left up my tree is this part in January, because I'm still feeling that holiday mode. Probably getting through all this upper respiratory stuff right now, coughing and sinusitis or whatever. Last couple of weeks, but I didn't have a voice the last couple of days. But I finally got it back today. Well, I'm gonna get right after it to it and dive into the deep end of the pool here, because you guys continue to put out great music. I see you all over Facebook and working your socials and out there. And we'll go get right to it here in just a little bit, have you play it. But tell me all about Drag and just how excited you were to get this song out to your fans back in November.
Yeah, so, I got to go down to Nashville last year, since we are now in 2023, which is hard to believe. But I actually got to go down there, and I met with Mr. Sal Oliveri, and he is a Grammy-nominated producer, and he is one of the kindest, most humble individuals I've ever met, and he is talented in himself as well. And, I went down there and I had presented 3 songs with him, and he presented 3 songs to me, and Drag happened to be one of them. And, when I listened to Drag, I just felt like a lot of people out there would be able to relate to it in their own way, because, the whole message behind it is just talking about temptation, how there's some things in life where, you maybe shouldn't do stuff, or you have done things in the past where you're like, I know I'm going to maybe regret this, or it's not really the best idea, but you just go into temptation because you can't resist it. And that's basically the whole message of this song. And like I said, I feel like a bunch of people out there will be able to relate to it in their own way. So I got to record it down there with him, and I think he did such a phenomenal job with everything sounding so amazing. And I was so excited to be releasing it. And, I've gotten a lot of great feedback from it. So I've just been really thankful for everything this song has brought to me so far.
Yeah, Sal's one of the most recognized names in the industry. I've heard his name come up several times when I get to travel there, and of course doing some concerts, music stuff I do behind the scenes too, being in the industry too as well. So definitely one of the most respected, one of the most talked about guys in the business that I really hear his name come up for a lot of great reasons out there. So congratulations on working with him. And like I said, I'm going to get right to it and throw it over to you, because we're going to do one of 3 songs today, and Drag is up first. So I'm throwing it right to you. It is your show. Take it away.
All right. I got my own show today. So you won't be able to see my guitar. But
look at another beautiful guitar. We'll come back and talk about that guitar here just a little bit.
All right. Here we go. This one's Drag. wouldn't. No, I said I wouldn't, baby. I'll slide into your truck. Even though last night was gonna be the last time, maybe I should fight like hell not to. But I can't help but want you. Like a cigarette, you only light when you're drinking. The high you can only get from a habit you can't keep. Yeah, you know you shouldn't, but you just gotta have to try. Yeah, you know you shouldn't, but you just gotta have to try. You're halfway across town. I don't think about you, I'm just fine without you, baby. Then you come around before I even know it. Boy, you got me jonesing. Maybe I should try like hell to resist it. But when you touch my lips, it's like a cigarette. You only light when you're drinking. The high you can only get from a habit you can't keep. Yeah, you know you shouldn't, but you just gotta have to try. Yeah, you know you shouldn't, but you just gotta have to try. You know you shouldn't, but you just gotta have. Yeah, you know you shouldn't, but you just gotta have a drag. Like a cigarette, you only light when you're drinking. The high you can only get from a habit you can't keep. Yeah, you know you shouldn't, but you just gotta have a drag. Yeah, you know you shouldn't, but you just gotta have a drag. Yeah, you know you shouldn't, but you just gotta have a drag.
I love it. It's got that sound, it's got that feel, and you can kind of, like you said, put your own stamp on it. So what you want to make of that too, right there with that one. The latest is Drag from Makenzie Phipps out there across all the digital platforms. Make sure you guys go download that if you've not already. Back here on the Backstage Pass, presented by our friends over at Honky Tonk Texas and Bangtail Whiskey. We're going to take a quick time out, come back and talk about that guitar she is playing. And I love it so much, I wish she could bring it into that hotel. We tried to last year at the Omni, but I know there was a lot of noise going on there. So we'll talk about that guitar coming here as we prepare the countdown for CRS 2023, March 13 to 15 in beautiful Nashville, Tennessee. And I hope this year it's warmer and not so much rain as it was last year. You know,
Yes.
so we got to enjoy that too. And of course, the hotel, all the accommodations and all the hospitality they have down there, right across from Bridgestone in walking distance. If you guys are planning on going, it's a great event. Last 4 or 5 days. We have a good time out there. Thanks to our sponsors, of course. And we got one coming on in February that got a little good feel to it. Another Texas-based company. We'll talk about that in a few weeks. More with Makenzie Phipps. Again, the single is Drag out there across all the digital platforms. We got so much more to talk about, including a Christmas tune she put out that I never got a chance to ask her about, called Christmas Snow. That was 2021. We'll come back and talk about that here on the show. Word from Bangtail and our friends over at Honky Tonk Texas. Coming right back. Hang tight.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass. And we're back next week on the show. Some great guests coming up over the next couple of weeks. Dylan Carmichael, Stephanie Quayle, and a whole lot more. So be sure and stay tuned to the Backstage Pass as we count down to CRS 2023 in Nashville, Tennessee, March 13 to 15. We'll be there broadcasting live with Makenzie and probably some of the great artists in the business out there. You never know who's going to stop by that booth at the Omni Hotel outside of the conference and media room there. So if you find yourself there, come by and tell us hello there at the booth or outside the booth, wherever you get credentials and things like that to love you. And of course, if you want to come down to see us there and get an interview, feel free to contact us. We'll be there, myself, Kirsty, and CJ Garton there at CRS 2023. Back here presented by our friends at Bangtail Whiskey and Honky Tonk Texas. I got to ask you about, maybe I did get a chance to ask you, but I don't remember. Let's first start, before I talk about Christmas snow, the guitar, because I know it's a very personal instrument, which is great out there. It's a beautiful guitar. And one of my listeners, David Hines, he tunes in from time to time over in England. So I'm going to ask the question for him today. How important is it for you to have that guitar when you're singing songs? And then I'm sure it's very personal, right?
Yes. So, when I first started playing guitar, I started playing when I was 15. So I started kind of later in the game because I know people always talk about, when you're learning like dance or to sing or play instruments, it's better to start young. And, I started singing when I was 4. I started piano when I was 10. So guitar actually came last. And, when I was younger, I always talked about I was never going to play a stringed instrument. I don't know why. I was so hard-headed. I said, I am not going to do it. I think that is so cliche. Everybody plays something, and I'm going to play the piano. And, as I got older and I decided that I was going to market myself in country, I decided to pick up one. And my parents got me a little baby Taylor for my very first guitar because I have very, very small hands. It doesn't look like it on screen, but like my ring size is a 4 1/4. Like,
wow,
very small. Yes, very, very small. So, the guitars that I had messed with like in the past, not take it seriously, it was really difficult for me to be able to play because my hand's very small. So they got me a baby Taylor, and that's what I started out on. And it really helped me get to learn the chords, learn the kind of pressure to put when playing guitar with your fingers. And as I got older, it was kind of time for the baby Taylor to retire. And I still have that guitar. I love to death. I will never get rid of it. But we actually went to a music store down the street. And, me and my mom went in and we were looking at guitars. And she kept really wanting me to lean towards these beautiful Taylors. And, I just went in and I was looking around and I saw this guitar. And I absolutely loved it. I especially loved the back because there is a streak of wood.
I like that.
And I just loved how it played. And, she was wanting me to look at, kind of more expensive guitars. She was like, I think this sounds good. I think this looks good. And I was like, I really like this Gibson. And this was the one I decided to get. And I've had this one for a couple years now. And it is the guitar that I play at all of my shows. I just love the sound of it. I love how it feels. So I could not imagine doing any of my shows without it because, if I didn't have a guitar, there wouldn't be anything for me to sing to.
Speaking of shows, you guys are, back on the trail out there too, as far as hitting it hard. I've seen you got a few spots you guys are playing. Kind of go over some of those venues as much as you can. I know it's kind of hard without having it in front of you sometimes, but you guys are really busy out there. And I saw through a press release that I got that it's getting ready to get real busy for you again, right?
Yes. So I am booking out until May because the goal is to potentially be moving to Nashville at the end of May, beginning of June. So I said that I was going to book out from January to May. So I've booked out all the way there. I have like 3 slots left. And I've been trying so hard to fill them, but I told my mom, I was like, it ain't the end of the world if I can't fill them. Because last year I had no breaks except for Thanksgiving week. So the shows are around Virginia. There's some West Virginia. I think there's a few in Ohio. I know I have a lot in North Carolina. So everybody can go to my social media pages. I'm going to be updating my events here soon and adding more because I just got done with a photo shoot. So that'll give me some material to put on to the events that people can check out more information. So they can just go to my website at MakenziePhipps.com or they can go to my social media pages and maybe I'll get to meet some of y'all.
I love that. Like I said, always getting to meet a great artist and leaving some good feedback there, listening to the music. That's what it's all about too. Well, I'm going to turn it over to you again. Song 2 of 3. We're going to come back and talk a little bit about Christmas Snow, since you guys put that out in 2021 at I guess right there at Christmas, which was one of my favorite songs I got a chance to stream and to listen to this past Christmas with my little one, which was always fun to do as far as the Christmas playlist that I got to build on the long drives from throughout Texas and everything. So song 2 of 3, and I'm not even going to guess here. I'm just going to let you tell everybody what it is.
Yes, so this song is the one song that I'm the most proud of writing. I wrote this one myself, and this song was actually given a Songwriter Achievement plaque at the Josie Music Awards last October, and this song is dedicated to my grandmother. I wrote it about her, and for people that do not know my backstory, just to sum it all up, I started singing in a small church when I was 4 with my mama. And she's always been my biggest supporter. And over the last couple of years, she's developed Alzheimer's. Mm-hmm. And it has been a very difficult thing to deal with. And, I wrote this song for people out there that are going through the same thing that I'm going through, whether they have a loved one or a close friend or anybody like that that's suffering through that illness, to know that they are not alone. So this one's called Life's Game. I hope y'all enjoy.
It's like to lose a loved one. Instead of death, the good Lord keeps them here. You think all's fine and well, but the mind's already done. There's nothing left but a memory that's been cleared. You take them out of the house for a nice evening. You do the things y'all used to love to do. You see the changes happen, and it's hard to see them leaving, but you carry on 'cause you know they want you to. How in the world does it start? The one I loved is here but not the same. The pain inside is tearing at your heart. I guess there's no winning life's game. I remember when I was just a young thing. I'd go to your house every day to see your laughing face and the happiness you bring. And now that's all starting to fade away. How in the world does it start? The one you loved is here but not the same. The pain inside is tearing at your heart. I guess there's no winning life's game. I wish someone had told me this would happen before all of our time would be erased. All I can do now is remember you're not lost, but in my heart forever and always. How in the world did this start? The one I loved is here but not the same. The pain inside still tears at my heart. Oh, how I wish that nothing had changed. I guess there's just no ends to life's game.
Could listen to her sing all day long. It's like getting up there, and it's Music City's best. And I hope she does make that move to Nashville, and we get a chance to meet up again as we did last year for CRS 2022. She came by the booth, and I heard her sing, and I just was like, we'd met before, but she's an original, and I love that. And her very authentic. Makenzie Phipps here on the Backstage Pass. The song really hits home, and if you can't feel that in your heart, well, I would say just try. Try to do that. You better feel that type of tune. Understand that that's life's game, is it? That song talks about, no doubt. We'll take a quick timeout, come back, talk about Christmas Snow. I still want to recap another single they put out in 2021 called Maybe. If you guys haven't heard that one, check it out across all the digital platforms out there. On Happy National DJ Day. So happy National DJ Day to all the DJs out there. Try saying that 5 times fast, see how that comes out. But radio guys taking care of radio guys, and us in the media doing what we do to showcase Nashville's best and brightest and Texas country, a mix of everything out there here on the Backstage Pass presented by our friends over at Bangtail Whiskey and Honky Tonk Texas. Coming right back here on the show, and Mackenzie's got one more for us, and we'll do a little rapid fire, I guess, post-Christmas edition too as well. Hang tight, more to come.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass. And back here on the show again, it is the Backstage Pass live on the YouTube channel and, of course, at the website, the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Some more great sports interviews coming up over the next few weeks. We'll get into, stay tuned to find out who's coming on here on the show as we count down to CRS 2023 in Nashville, Tennessee, March 13 to 15. We will be there broadcasting live from the Omni, live or recorded, whatever our Wi-Fi signal can hold up. Hopefully no technical difficulties at that time, knock on wood. But at the same time, we'll be there posting awesome, great content, getting some great interviews with artists like Makenzie and, of course, throughout Nashville as we feature and showcase the best and brightest talent up there in Music City, presented by our friends at Bangtail Whiskey and, of course, Honky Tonk Texas. So I got to ask you about, we talked a little bit about Christmas and kind of the post-Christmas side of things. 2021, the song came up on my playlist, Christmas Snow, which was fantastic. And I love the song so much that I built my own little playlist through the streaming services that I have. Tell me about that one. And I know you mentioned to me in the past that the Christmas sound was something that always kind of sat near and dear to you too as well, right?
Yes, because, it just has so many good memories, just Christmas in general with family. And, that song was the most chaotic song ever because, my PR firm, they were like, it'd be kind of good if you could write a Christmas song. And I'd never written one before, never even thought to write a Christmas song. So the first thing I do is turn to my backup singer and guitarist, Shane. And I was like, hey, do you have a Christmas song out of all the 1,000 songs you've written in your entire life? And of course, his answer was no. So I was like, okay, well, my PR firm wants us to write one. So if you would like to help, that'd be great, even though I've never co-written with anybody. At that time, I had never co-written with anybody because all songwriters have different ways of writing. And me and him are on two spectrums. I write about personal experience. He writes about whatever. So it's definitely two different minds just battling. And, we had even had sessions where we sat down and tried to write it and nothing would come to us. And it got down to the very next day, the day before we were supposed to leave, we had nothing. I texted him. I was like, okay, we're going to have to get this in gear. So you're going to have to send me whatever you have, and I'm going to look at it, try to finish it. We're going to come over here, and we're going to go over it. So he sent me a verse and a chorus, and I tweaked some things. I wrote the rest of the song. I put music to it. He came over. I played it for him. We messed around with it. I was like, it ain't perfect by all means, but it is something that we can go in studio with. So we went in, and that recording completely exceeded my expectations because We've never written Christmas songs. We learned that whole time that we weren't really the best at writing Christmas songs, but we did it, by God. And I was just so happy with how it turned out. And I was even more fortunate to have even had Rhonda Vincent's dobro player playing on it. So that was pretty cool, in my opinion.
Yep. I would say so. Yeah, no doubt.
The whole sound together.
Anything you say the name Rhonda Vincent, you're in good company there, no doubt about that. But she just got into the Grand Ole Opry just 2 or 3 years ago, if I recall. A couple of years ago when she got inducted in there too. So anything Rhonda Vincent with that name coming up, you're like Allstate. You're in good hands out there too, no doubt. Let's talk about Maybe, because this one, I think we did do a show on this, and it's been a while, of course, since I just passed my 4-year mark of doing this podcast, how time flies. When you guys put that out in 2021, I thought it was a great song at the time, and I know it continues to do good things for you today, and I'm sure very popular in the live shows, right?
Yes, we've had multiple people actually come to our shows and ask us to do it, and we haven't done it in a hot minute, but we've had quite a bit of people come out and ask us about it. So I really enjoyed doing Maybe, and I think Shane did an awesome job writing that song.
It's a great song, one of my favorites out there too as well. Now, we always say New Year's resolutions, but I know musicians never rest on their laurels, and I talk about this from time to time here on the broadcast. New music on the horizon, EP, full-length album. I guess as much as you can let the cat out of the bag without official release dates or certain information that can't be released from a camp. I'm not trying to get an inside scoop here, but I know the plan is to just continue to build on what you've done already in your portfolio and continue to get your artistry out there. Talk to me about some plans, as much as you can tell us, coming up this year.
Yes, so I am hoping to be releasing an EP, hopefully this year. Fingers crossed. I have multiple songs that I'll be releasing sporadically this year, so people can be on the lookout for that on all of my social media pages. And, my big New Year's resolution goal, as far as with my music, is, of course, to get into more songwriting. But also, a big thing that I've struggled with is, I've been building my social media since I was like 14 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I really hit it hard with Facebook. I just hit it really hard there when I was younger. I've been building it over the almost past 7 years. And, I have a very good following on my Facebook. All of them are my friends, and I appreciate all their support. But what I'm lacking is the younger generation. And I love all of my individuals on my Facebook page. And, I have an old soul, so I feel I resonate the best with the older generation. So my big goal this year has been to try to build Instagram and TikTok and try to get in with the younger people as well, so I could have a complete, diverse audience.
Well, keep putting out songs like you've put out, no doubt about it, such as Drag, and of course the last one you sang for us right there too, and spreading the message of just great music and showcasing yourself as a great artist. I see it happening, and I've made some good predictions here, bold predictions on this show, and so a lot of them have come true. I'm not saying I'm a psychic or anything like that, but I know good music when I hear it after doing this for the last 4 years and spending about 20 years in radio out there to know great country music. And you're right up there with the up and coming stars that are doing their thing out there. I'm going to turn it over to you for one last performance for us today. I'm glad you did 3 songs too, because my voice is still getting back to full strength and everything there too. So plus I love hearing you sing, and it's my show and I can do what I want to do. So that's the good part about it, right? But let's do one more. And what's up next?
So this next one is actually not going to be a full song. It's going to be a sneak peek, because this is actually a song that I co-wrote with Shane, and this song will be releasing this year, later on this year. So I'm going to give y'all a little bit of a sneak peek of it. But this one is called Whiskey Kills the Time. So
there you go. Right along with our sponsor. There you go. Here we go.
Evan Williams always listening, and he's never let me down. Jack seems to have the answers whenever he's around. When the bottle's done run empty, someone always takes its place. My shot glass don't run dry, you can see it on my face. Time don't kill the whiskey whiskey kills the time. Drowning out the memories, trying to get you off my mind. Me and this old barstool, he's a dear friend of mine. I don't know if it will fix me. Time don't kill the whiskey, whiskey kills the time.
That's the beauty of it right there. You're like, my ear just kept going to the screen like, more? Can't wait for that. I said that is my type of country song right there too. That is something that you just like goosebumps right down the arm and the spine, and just like that's what it's all about right there. That's what I love doing what I do here on the show. That's just a beautiful song. So a little sneak peek here on the Backstage Pass for a song that Makenzie and her camp will release at some point here in 2023. See, that's the just that keep us craving more, and we want more, man. It's a good thing out there too for that to happen. So thanks for singing that for us here as a little sneak peek here on the show, presented by our friends over at Bangtail Whiskey. And whiskey does kill the time. You guys can kill the time by going buy a bottle right now at bangtail.com. And, of course, at easyliquor.com and Total Wine in Nashville. Also, thanks to our friends and presenting sponsor of CRS, Bangtail Whiskey, and Honky Tonk Texas, honkytonktexas.us for their full concert lineup, and a new sponsor coming on board in February. That's also a little sipping drink, too, that you guys will want to try. I'll tell you more about that coming up here in a few weeks, as a good vodka now is coming to the Backstage Pass. We got our whiskey, we got our gin, and our vodka coming here to the show coming up here in just a few weeks. Ricky says, hello, my friend Makenzie. So I wanted to get that out there to Ricky Warren, sir, tuning in here to the show today. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll get you out of here with this. I want to go over a couple things. Super Bowl's coming up here in a few weeks. And, of course, I don't have a dog in the fight, and I'll root for the Dallas Cowboys. But I know the Titans are out of it too. But let me ask you this. As far as the Super Bowl party, because it's such an American tradition, do you partake in a Super Bowl party, or will you this year?
I don't even know. what have they said? I'm being completely honest. I have no clue about football at all. My dad has given up on me. I've asked Shane to teach me. He's given up on me. I've asked my other guy friend. They've all given up. They say that I'm not in the realm of learning because it's so confusing to me. But have they set a date for the Super Bowl?
February 12th, I believe it is, in Glendale, Arizona at State Farm Stadium, which is out there. But it'll be, of course, year two, NFC versus AFC. But I just wanted to ask you about if you guys are going to kind of get around with it, your dad, family, that kind of thing. Will there be, like for me, okay, if Dallas makes it, yeah, I'll be more excited. But since I don't have a dog in the fight, it's kind of like, well, my Arizona Cardinals aren't playing, so just put the two best teams together and may the best team win. But I will have the party. Like, I love the grilling, the sausage, the chips, the queso, all the appetizers, the veggie tray you can get. And my family will get together as a big event, and we'll have 8 to 10 in my household. Will you just have like a Super Bowl party on February 12th?
Well, on February 12th, I will actually be traveling to Nashville that day.
Okay, all right.
I have a media.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a bunch of media engagements that I'm going to be doing that week. So I'm heading there on the 12th. On the 14th, I will be performing on Today in Nashville on Valentine's Day.
There you go.
And on my birthday, which is the 16th, I will be doing a collab with one of my favorite bands. So everybody can be on the lookout for that. I'm really excited about this. I'm really good friends with all of these individuals. So I've been really looking forward to this. And then that weekend that's when I'm going to celebrate my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
I'm already down in Tennessee.
Happy early birthday to you. Safe travels to Nashville and have fun that week and all the cool things coming up. All right, let me ask you this. Last food craving, whether it be the holidays or even now, what did you get into?
As far as food cravings go, well, I've been loving some buffalo chicken dip.
Which is, yeah.
I make the best buffalo chicken dip in the crock pot. Takes an hour to cook. I'm set.
Good stuff. I got to try that because I've not tried that yet, but I want to. And we need to do some kind of, if you come by the booth this year, if you do, since we'll be live, bring some of that. I guess you can eat it cold too, right? And just put your chip.
Sure. Well, we'll just get a whole miniature compact crock pot and just plug it up at a table. And that's how you can put more people in. You could be like, hey, I got some buffalo chicken dip here at the Backstage Pass.
Yeah, and I've got a 50-foot extension cord that goes from the wall to my little area there. So feel free to plug that crock if you don't mind bringing it. I know it's a lot of work to tote down there, but let's do a buffalo chicken dip contest and see who can eat the most of your dip. If you're okay with that.
Exactly. There you go.
I'm game for that too. And like I said,
Bring
I want to play. I want to have fun this year. We're going to have fun, do some things outside of the box, maybe a little whiskey taste in there too for one of our sponsors. Who knows what could come out of this year, because this one's bigger and brighter and better than ever. And I know more people are going to be around. Like I said, post COVID there too, and everybody's safe travels up there too as well. Hey, you got a lot of great things going on. Always appreciate when you make time for me here on the show. Class act, no doubt. Guys, give her a follow if you haven't already. Younger audience, go gravitate to her. MakenziePhipps.com, and the single is Drag, with more good songs to come here in 2023. Hey, appreciate the time, my friend. Looking forward to again, just trying to meet up at CRS 2023, March 13 to 15 in Nashville. Stop by the booth, because your chair and buffalo chicken dip hopefully will be waiting right there, right?
Yes. Well, thank you so much for having me today. I really do appreciate it.
Always appreciate you, no doubt. Drag is the current single, and give her a follow. Check out all the shows, merchandise, all the good stuff at MakenziePhipps.com. Next week, I do not know who's coming on. There'll be a few surprises. Stay tuned to the socials and all the media pages. I can tell you one of the shows will be Stephanie Quayle, and, of course, Dylan Carmichael, February the 7th, coming up here on the Backstage Pass. So some more great shows looking forward to over the next few weeks. Ricky, David, Chris, appreciate you guys tuning in. If you missed the broadcast, it'll be available at the website, archived at the sportsguyspodcast.com. Of course, always on YouTube, and I'm sure Mackenzie's socials out there. Feel free to tune in later and catch a replay of it, catch her singing some great songs, and, of course, a lot of cool things out there. We'll see you guys next week, Monday, Tuesday. Have a great weekend from all of us here at the Backstage Pass, presented by Honky Tonk Texas and Bangtail Whiskey. We'll see you soon. Take care.